This podcast discusses video games, modern culture, and technology, and these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash and do your homework.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 236. We are recording on Wednesday, October 23rd, 2013. I'm Edie Sellers. With me is Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola.
What's up, gang?
And if it sounds a little weird, there's a reason. It's because we're doing a different style of recording because we normally have time to do editing. I should say I normally have time to do editing. But, this week I have not. So I've just realized that it's just better off doing everything through Spreaker. So if it sounds a little weird, sounds a little janky from where you're used to hearing it, there's a reason. It's because I am not editing this show. Nothing is going to get edited out. This is exactly how Goalie and Nick sound. And will now be able to witness yourself how I make them sound better.
Oh, really? That's
not you.
Where we're going to go with this?
No, not you, Nick.
Yeah.
It's Nick.
Oh, well,
What
specifies it. Don't say they.
Well,
he.
I make
You can't make me sound better.
I can take out that.
I sound way too good.
Your crappy line.
I sound way too good. This is my normal voice. I'm a sexy bitch.
Oh, why did I have that on the other one so I could turn that into some kind of like commercial? Wow. Jesus Christ. You have to do that in this show. How have you guys been?
Things are absolutely crazy over here right now.
Yeah.
Did you hear on the news about the teacher that got stabbed over here?
No, we got our own shooting over here. So
we had a 14-year-old kid, quote, go missing and then turn up safe and sound, only to find out chances are pretty good he stabbed his teacher and dragged him out into the woods.
Oh, God. Stabbed him and killed him and dragged him?
24-year-old, it was a girl, 24-year-old girl teacher, math teacher, part-time teacher, I think, just started at the school, was killed and dragged out into the woods. Now, here's the kicker.
Oh, that's creepy.
Here's the kicker.
Yeah?
That was my high school.
No.
Yep. And those were the woods I used to walk through to go to school.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So this kid killed a teacher in my school. If this is what happened, okay, I should preface that. Dragged the body out to the woods where I used to walk to school, then continued to walk out of the woods towards the highway. So he would have walked right by my childhood school, my childhood house that I lived at.
Wow.
So if we happened to be, this was going back years ago, I could have been sitting there on my steps or playing ball in the park and seen this murderer walk right by me.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is messed up. What's going on with these kids? I don't know what the hell the deal is with these.
It's parents. You know what it is? The problem is video games.
It is.
Yeah, you notice that they've had two school shootings since the release of one school shooting and one stabbing in a school or in schools in the same week, and GTA 5 is out. It must be GTA 5.
And GTA 5 lets you
stab
and shoot people. Yep. Lets you do both.
And so everybody
satisfying.
over here, they're going crazy. Everyone's screaming for more tighter knife control.
No, really?
Yeah.
You're kidding. This is a joke. Okay.
Tighter knife control.
Knife.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, someone.
There is knife control. You know that, right?
But it's just how crazy.
You cannot carry a knife that is long with a blade longer than 4 inches. Otherwise, it's considered a concealed weapon. You can always check it. This is what my tips by Aunt Edith. Happy household tips. Way you can tell a knife blade is 4 inches is you hold up your hand and you lay the knife across your palm. If it reaches the other side of the palm, it's probably a concealed weapon. And I used to do that.
Now, does that include handle or just blade?
Just the blade. You can have a 9-foot handle with a 3-inch blade, and it's perfectly legal.
I can carry like a staff
You can carry a staff, yes, with a pocket knife at the end.
Well, do you know how I check to see if it's longer than 4 inches?
No. God, jeez, it's early. I walked into that. Giggity, indeed.
So that's what's going on over here. It's a Jeepers. Everything's kind of hitting home over here. Just it's all this craziness going on. And,
sorry.
Whatever. But anyway, so we'll try to get on to happier things.
Yeah. You're playing the crap out of Diablo. Wow. I see your posts on Facebook, and you sound like a WoW player.
Yeah.
You've kind of crossed the line where you're talking, where you're speaking in this like hidden code that is only intelligible by other Diablo players.
I love when you reach that point in the game.
Yeah.
Well,
he's definitely over there.
The toe might be in the water a little bit, but the thing is, we've played through three of the 4 levels. We're on the 4th level now, so I can imagine that once we play through that 4th level, and maybe you play a couple other characters, the steam will start coming out a little bit. And I've already noticed that I'm not as addicted as I was because I played through it so many times. I'm still having fun. What's great about it is I've been playing with obviously the Sharon Snowdog, and Steeler Gang has been there the whole way. We ended up playing with Chaos, jumps in and out. Chaos's brother has been jumping in and out. Sly 7 has been jumping in and out. I think it was either Friday or Saturday night. We played for 5 or 6 hours, and we had people jumping in and out all night, and it was awesome. It was so cool, just because the co-op drop in, drop out. That is, every game should have that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have to stop and restart it all. The only time we stopped and restarted, and it's my only, not even a complaint about this game, but my suggestion is if you could swap the difficulty on the fly. Because when you get a 3rd or 4th player, that's when you can really bump up. They got 7 or 8 difficulty levels for each playthrough. And, usually we play on medium or hard with the 2 of us. If a 3rd person jumps in, we'll bump it up to Master 1. And if a 4th person jumps in, we might go Master 2 or Master 3. And it gives everybody a good challenge. So that's when we do have to stop the game. It takes like 10 seconds to stop the game and then 15 seconds to load it up. So you're talking less than a minute to change the difficulty. But still, you got to okay, everybody kick out of the room and then kick you back in. And
yeah, it's the kicking and the joining.
Yeah, it's less than a minute. It's seriously, I quit. No, everybody quits, and I quit. Change the difficulty, start up the thing again, and everybody comes in. It's really less than a minute. But that would be my only suggestion for the game is just change the difficulty on the fly would be great. But yeah, but the drop in, drop out, we've been playing with all these kinds of people. In fact, friends of friends are coming in now. So it's really cool. So we'll be playing, and if someone gets tired, they drop out. Someone else comes in, and then, hey, my friend wants to play. Is there an opening? Yeah, so with Diablo 3 is just been so much fun. But I can see it's starting to run out of steam a little bit. Just played it to death. But it's still fun, just going around and seeing who's on playing the whole bit.
Yeah, it becomes like a social event, which is the thing that drives the addiction to WoW. Because WoW is a good game, but it's not terribly addictive on its own. If it was a single-player game, it would be miserable failure. But the fact that it becomes people, all these people that are become your friends and really close friends because you're spending hours with them and you're talking and you're chatting, especially as you're going from place to place. You just kind of get to know each other.
Mm.
I remember when I was playing WoW, I talked one guy through the birth of his puppies.
Yeah.
And then another guy, the same guy, sometime later, his wife went into labor while he was talking to me, and he's like, "I gotta go, my wife's in labor." He went out, they had the baby, came back the next day. It's like, so, and he's like, "I got a baby boy." So we went through moments of our lives together, breakups, makeups, especially breakups. Lots of people that were married couples or just couples that broke up while playing WoW, and you were part of it. It was like reality television, but for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
It's great for talking to people.
Oh God, yes. So that kind of social, and that's what keeps driving you. It becomes satisfying. It becomes your
support group.
Yeah, your support group.
People to talk to. Instead of sitting around drinking coffee with somebody, you're talking on the headset with them. You know,
exactly. So, yeah, I'm glad you're fine. Did you play anything else other than Diablo?
Yes.
You did?
You'll never believe what I played.
Oh, Nick, let's guess. What do you think?
And let me just give you a little hint, okay?
No.
There's an upcoming game that I've found a renewed vigor and excitement for because of this Diablo co-op. And that inspired me to play a game this week.
Okay, so you had co-op.
Diablo inspired, so maybe some type of hack and slash or something.
No, I think it's the co-op, and I want to say Borderlands.
No. The upcoming game has co-op.
Okay.
And I went back to a game to get excited for this co-op game.
Dragon Age?
Game.
Close.
Dragon Age 3 doesn't have co-op, does it?
I checked the last time I played this game, I think was March of 2007.
Wow! Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't
Halo?
believe... No.
Oh, that's a good guess. It's not Gears of War, because you've been playing that.
No. All right, I'll just give you the ultimate hint.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm excited for Elder Scrolls Online again.
Oh, you went back to Skyrim?
No.
Bet you went back to 2007?
Oblivion?
Oblivion. I went back, put in Oblivion, started from scratch, and I looked. I had over 100 hours on my last character. I never finished Oblivion. I didn't put in the time that I did with Skyrim, and I started from scratch again. And let me tell you, playing Skyrim all the way through really makes Oblivion easy to play.
Yeah.
Because when I played Oblivion the first time, and I probably said this on the show, I had no money, no nothing. And they had that bow and arrow cheat. Remember they had the cheat? Whereas you put something in your hand and you switch to the bow and arrow while holding the button down and let it go, and it would shoot all these things. So like if you had potions of health in your hand and then you did the bow and arrow cheat, it would shoot out 50 potions of health.
Oh.
Remember that they fixed it. They fixed that cheat, but that was a cheat that Oblivion had. So that's how I got all my health potions, and I actually found like a king's coat. It looks like the Burger King coat. Remember the king from Burger King?
Yeah.
Sneaking. It looked like his coat, and it was worth like 500 or 600 gold. And I did the cheat on the coat real early in the game, and I had like thousands and thousands of gold. So I never suffered for money in that game because of that cheat. But this time I went back in. Now I know I can collect stuff and sell stuff. So that's what I've been doing. I popped in Oblivion, went back.
And does it hold up over time?
Not as polished as Skyrim, not as nice looking as Skyrim.
The voice acting is awful. Awful. Voice acting. I just hate that voice acting. I don't know what it is. There's one particular voice actress. Don't know her name, but her voice goes right up my spine. She's the one that talks like this.
I'll have to.
There was some type of conversation system that I thought was really fun.
Yes, it was
like trying to manipulate people.
Yes,
I completely forget how it worked. I can see like the UI thing, and it's like a circle with 4 quadrants, but I don't remember how it worked.
Yeah, I barely remember that game. That's not a bad idea to go back to a game. I do
want to go to Skyrim because I just did the Skyrim to death. I guess I could do some of the expansions, but it's like, let me go back to Oblivion. I really, really wanted to go back and just kick the tires around on that again. And so I did that because this whole co-op jump in, jump out that I was talking about, and I've been really happy, playing with, my wife and, you guys from time to time. And more of my friends are picking up Diablo. We're going to play. Stormtrooper Ray and his gang were playing. I'm just like, when this runs out of steam, and some point Diablo 3 will run out of steam, what could I do next that's very similar to this? Mm-hmm. And I know we talked about the $15 a month being a detriment, and yes, it is. But if I put in as many hours or more into Elder Scrolls Online that I did with Diablo 3, and it's a bigger game and I can do more, then the $15 a month is going to be well spent.
Now, actually, I'm going to throw it out to GameHounds listeners. And please email me at gamehounds@gmail.com. This is going to be Goalie's, at least Elder Scrolls Online, it's going to be Goalie's first MMO, first real official MMO. What advice do you have for a brand new MMO player that will help, especially now that you know Goalie and you know the way his mind works, will help him enjoy Elder Scrolls? My best advice to you is for you to understand what servers are and the different characteristics of the servers, which they may assume that people know. Oh God, now I'm starting to forget, Nick. Maybe you can help. There's PvP servers, which is when you go into a PvP server. This is when you start. You'll start, and they'll say, what server do you want to use? Kind of the way that SimCity did. But different servers will have different characteristics. PvP servers means that people that are on, if there's like an opposite side, like say that there's, in World of Warcraft, it was Horde and Alliance. The Horde were like the trolls and the goblins and the undead, and not goblins, but orcs and undead. And then it was like humans and elves were on the Alliance. So it's like almost like good and bad or good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
PvP in these groups, in these worlds, you'll have usually a area of it that is Alliance controlled and an area of it that's Horde controlled. And I'll just use those two examples. And when you're an Alliance person, well, in a PvP server, you can attack anybody, anywhere.
Yep. Okay.
So I, as a Horde person, can cross into Alliance territory and I can attack you in Alliance territory. In a PvE server, which is per player versus environment, if you are in an alliance, let me remind myself of this. If you are in your own territory, you cannot be attacked by somebody from the other side. So if I'm Horde and I'm standing on Horde-controlled ground, if you cross into Horde-controlled area, you can't attack me.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
It might be the entire game.
No idea. You're talking.
I think when you're talking P versus E, at least for what I read with some of this here, it did say there's a P versus P where you can go and fight against different factions.
Right? No. PvP means that everything is open. Anybody can fight anybody at any time.
Yeah. P versus E, it means that people can't kill you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they
can.
No, I don't know if it.
No, I didn't think you can. I thought it was just player versus enemy.
No.
Like you can't fight other people.
Yes, no, you can fight other people. It's just that in certain circumstances, they can't attack you. They can't throw the first punch. One can throw the first punch, but the other can't. If you are...
Is that how... Are you sure that's how it's going to be with Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, it seems like it could be different.
This is how it generally is for all MMOs, is that if you're on my land, you can't go onto my land and attack me. But I can go, if you're standing on my land, I can attack you. But if I throw the first punch, then it's on, and you can attack me. So as long as nobody hits you, you can stand on my land. But someone will likely hit you before you ever get close. Okay. And in No Man's Land, it's equal. Nobody can attack anybody.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that, like I said, when you start up, if I want to go and get into a faction war, that I can go P versus P and go and jump in and have some fun. And I did read that when you go P versus P, everybody's the same level.
No.
No, wait. I was reading in the Xbox magazine about that. And it said that something about that everybody will be up to the same level, but if you've leveled up, then you could have better things. But they're trying to level the playing field.
Are you talking about PvP play, which is usually arena play? If you're just going in to fight other people, they usually have arenas which are totally separate for that.
Okay, it didn't
versus
specify.
That's the difference between a server and a the server PvP versus an arena PvP. An arena PvP are groups of people that are fighting each other or individuals that are fighting each other.
Yep.
It's like team deathmatch.
Yep.
And that's a particular feature of the game. Whereas the server characteristics are something totally different. Oh, and I can't believe I've forgotten what PvE is.
Player versus environment.
Right, but I forget what the rules of the server. No.
It doesn't matter.
It's the rules of the server.
Different ones, like, well, let's put it so. The brief time I played, I don't know if it was Lord of the Rings online or whatever I played online, I was just running around like chopping wood and building up my character. No one could touch me. And that's what I'm kind of hoping Elder Scrolls is. If I want to go and get into a fight with you, I can join that server. Or I can sign on and say, no, I want to go and build my character up, and I want to, hunt animals, and I want to take on dragons, and let's all of us team up on this dragon like we're doing in Diablo, but we can't kill each other. So I'm kind of hoping that's what it does, because if it's like Grand Theft Auto where you go in there...
Grand Theft Auto is a classic example of a PvP server without the option of a PvE server, where you won't get attacked until you attack somebody else, and then you can get attacked.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what a PvE server is mostly.
Yeah.
That's the dominant characteristics, that nobody can just walk up behind you, like a high-level character can't walk up behind you and just kill you and steal your stuff. Whereas PvP servers, they can. It's a free-for-all. And that's where the hardcore aggressive players play. Now, some people think that that's a good thing. But PvE players tend to be a little bit more on the I want to explore stuff and not have to worry about somebody walking up and just killing me, or just killing me from afar that I don't even see because they're such a high-level character.
Yeah, that I'm hoping I can just go out into this world and I can either play myself or I can hook up with you guys or whoever else is playing and do like a Diablo 3 type of game. That's what I'm hoping. And if it doesn't turn into that, well, then I won't play as much. But I'm looking for my next Diablo 3 already.
Now, with Blizzard, but granted this isn't Blizzard, but in Blizzard, sometimes those servers are called normal servers. Normal means PvE, and PvP means PvP. So you know what kind of a server, what kind of server you're getting onto before you make the decision to make your character. Because once you've made that character on that server, you usually can't move it over to another server.
I'm probably going to be playing this.
That sounds kind of dumb.
No,
well, I'm going to be doing this on PS4, most likely.
Yeah.
Okay, because I get the obviously PS4.
Wait a minute, Elder Scrolls Online is going to be a PS4 game?
Yeah, and Xbox One.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Xbox One magazine I was reading. And it is coming off of PS4, too. It may be on PC first.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's definitely coming to PS4.
All right. Okay.
So I got a funny feeling. Just my speculation is on the PS4, when you go to play this game, it's going to come up on the left, go to PvP. On the right, PvE. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong on this. But my guess is that when you sign on, you'll have a choice where you want to go. And I'm kind of hoping you can invite people into your server and play your game. I hope it's not too difficult to play with friends.
It may be. If it's on the PlayStation 4, I would imagine it's probably just going to be less like a true MMO. In that it's not everybody going to, hundreds and hundreds of people all in the same.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It'll be more like Grand Theft Auto in that you have small groups of people, although probably not limited to 16.
And which is fine. As long as I can play with some of my peeps.
Yeah.
And we can do stuff together. I don't care if we're the only ones in the room or if there's 100 people. As long as no one can come in and wreck my game, which, whatever. But,
right.
I just don't want someone coming up and killing me while I'm fishing.
Right.
Or, whatever.
Just
but anyway,
when it comes out, just kind of make sure that if you have a choice of what server do you want to play, and it'll see characteristics on it. It'll say like, let's see if it's Elder Scrolls Online. It'll be like Ring Thane server. The server will have a name, and it should say what kind of a server it is: PvP, PvE, normal, whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll usually also tell you how many people are using that server. And generally speaking, and I'm only speaking this from other MMOs on the PC, once you've created the server, your character on that server, your character is on that server. That's where it lives.
Okay.
Forever. That's its home. So if you want to move to I hate this, then they may have a service where they charge you a fee to move your character over to another server, but generally you just have to start another character on another server that has a different characteristics,
Okay.
a different game style.
Well, I guess we'll feel it as it gets closer. Probably more details will come out. But I just started reading the articles. I'm getting a little excited about PS4 now. I read some articles on how they redesigned the controller, and I can talk about that maybe in news or something. But I'm excited about some of the things coming off of PS4 and Xbox One. I should say new generation, actually. But the Elder Scrolls Online, I initially $15 a month. No, forget it. But then I see how much I'm playing Diablo and how much I played Skyrim. And if I could combine those two into something that was very entertaining and fun, then the $15 a month, boy, I tell you, that'd be like pennies on the hour.
Yeah,
at
true.
this point, And I mean, if I really want to look at it even more, if that's all I play, then I'm not spending $60 on something else. So
I'm reading on WoW Wiki, which is a wiki for just kind of trying to look up quickly, just Google to see, okay, what are the rules of a PvE? I can't remember about your own territory versus a no man's land versus, what are the different PvP rules for those on a PvE server. And I came across something that says they're talking about the pros and cons of a PvE server and saying that any player can quest or grind. This is a con. Any player can quest or grind their way to 85 without learning many of the fundamental skills of their class or gameplay, and arrive at level 85 with little or no clue how to run an instance, raid, or PvP. See Huntard and Laladin, which would be hunters that don't know how to play their characters, and paladins that don't know how to play their characters would be Huntards and Laladins, which is funny. Laladin! Huntard.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. So you did, obviously, Diablo 3. Obviously,
Some Oblivion.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
Okay. Nick?
We played some Grand Theft Auto online last weekend.
I have found a way. M-Hawk, Chaos, and I have found a way to make lots of money.
Yeah?
Very fast.
Because I'm kind of losing interest because, I got up to 80,000, and then before I quit, I thought, why am I doing this? if it takes $250,000 to $300,000 to buy a high-end apartment for heists,
I don't know if I should say.
I put all this effort into doing 80,000. What am I doing?
I don't know if I should say how to do it. I mean, it's seriously, you can earn enough money to get a high-end apartment in one night.
Why would you not say it?
Because I'm afraid they'll take it away. All right.
Well, then
here it is.
Just tell me.
Here's it's not a cheat. It's an exploit. All right. So when you go on a job, which is, one of their missions, everybody comes from all their different servers and comes into the lobby, and then you play. If you are not the person that's turning in the job after you've completed it, if you weren't the one that actually got out of the car in the cutscene and turns it in, if it's one of those ones that has to do get out of the car, then you will be transported back to your own game, or your own open world game with whatever car you were driving. Usually it's your own car, but sometimes, say if you steal a car, you'll get that car as soon as you'll come back in and you'll see, oh, I'm still driving this car. Haha. Well, somebody figured out that, say, I've got a fully upgraded baller, all the armor, all the wheels, everything, just soup that thing up beyond belief. Expensive paint job, expensive wheels, bulletproof tires, the whole 9 yards. Okay? I go into a job with you. You get in my car, my totally souped up baller. Then I go in and turn in the mission. So when the mission ends, you're in my car. You will get, when you enter your regular free roam mode.
So I have to choose free mode.
Right, you'll go into free mode to go into get back into your game.
But after you turn the mission, it always
It
goes
ends.
back to that select screen.
Right, goes back to the select screen. You go back to
Okay,
free
so
mode.
choose free mode.
Right. And you will arrive in free mode driving an exact duplicate of my car. But it won't be my car. It'll be a duplicate of my car. It doesn't belong to anyone. So you can drive that car over to Los Santos Customs and sell it for $60,000 or $70,000.
Does that count? But you can only do that once per hour.
Once per hour. But still, it's $70,000 an hour, which means that
that's
depending on the
definitely
car, if the higher level of a person that you got that car from, and you don't even have to be that, you could take that car, okay? You and I have a level 50 car with all totally tricked out. You dupe the car, then you can save the car in a garage. Now it is your car. Now you and I can go into this mode together. We can swap cars because our cars are identical anyway. It doesn't really matter, but even if they weren't, we can swap cars. At the end of the mission, you'll be in your car, my car, I'll be in your car. We'll both dupe it. Then we could go both sell it. So pretty much you only have to have one person in the room who will be the one that elects to turn it in. And that person isn't going to get the car. But then you do it again, and then that person gets the car. You do it once an hour you only need $200,000 for the lowest end apartment that allows you to do a heist. So $70,000, you do it 3 times. 3 hours you can have an apartment. So, yeah, we've been duping cars like crazy. So that's actually helped quite a bit because now I could never get, when you said you were at that $80,000 mark, I was at that $80,000 mark and for some reason never could get past it. And then once we figured out the dupe thing, it's like, oh, look at that. I can now afford an apartment. Ta-da! So now we can do things like heists. I have yet to do a heist. I don't think they've opened them up yet. But once they have them.
Wow. Why not?
I don't know. Well, they haven't opened up the store, too, which is another frustration I have, is that you can't, they make a big deal about making it really hard for you to get cash so that you will be forced to buy cash from GameHounds store or from
GameHounds store.
From
but
the GameHounds store.
Yeah,
Yes.
just catch in, baby. You can buy.
It's cheaper than on the official store. We're going to undercut them.
That's right.
The black market.
Half price for you, half price.
Edie puts the E in eBay.
So, yeah, no, but you go into the Rockstar store and they want you to buy money from them. So that's why they make it very difficult to get money to buy anything. But they haven't opened up the Rockstar store yet to be able to buy cash. So they've just essentially gimped the game and made it unnecessarily difficult. Yeah, they made a bunch of changes. They had a recent patch. Ton of changes. If you do, like people, especially on the lower level challenges, you would find one mission that had like a $9,000 reward for it. And then they would just replay it. And then essentially farm cash by doing that. They went in and added a patch so that you can not only not go straight to replay, that even if you find a way, because there are ways around it, to play that mission again, if you play that mission again, you only get half the money. They're making it very difficult for you to get money, but they're not giving you the alternative that they intend to have of you buying the cash from them. The store is not open. Sometimes I just want to clock Rockstar up against the side of the head with a ball peen hammer because they're just being idiots that way. Did you enjoy your time in Los Santos?
Well, the thing is, I found I got a lot of money doing races, and that was fun because I really, really love the motorcycle races. Mm-hmm. I love the motorcycles in that game. I love driving them. Like, Top Fun is so much fun because you get those dirt bikes, and they can just go screaming down the road, and they can take turns so sharp. It's just a lot of fun. But, that's one thing I was asking you, is that when we were playing with M-Hawk, is there any way to select a race or select a multiplayer thing from a menu? Because I just want to do motorcycle races, but you can't actually choose that. If you go into your phone, you can just do a random race, and I did that. But like every 4 times I do that, I get a motorcycle. Otherwise, I'd get a car race or I'd get a bike race. I never once hopped into a plane race or a water race, unfortunately. And the name hawk was saying, like, if I ever want to do something specific, I have to drive there. And I thought, well, A, that's really a hassle. B, I don't know what all those things are. That means I have to sit at the map and look through every single option to try to find one that I want. That's just dumb.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, like, I enjoy doing some things into that, but then, like, whenever I stop and I kind of think back at what I've been doing, it's like, that was kind of a pain in the ass to do. And really, why am I doing this? It's because I'm not making any money, and really, I'm just making money because I want to do a heist, but I don't even know if the heist is going to be that much fun. It's like, I'm just going to go back and play the story.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm still enjoying it, but yes, there are long periods of boredom that are interspersed with moments of sheer hilarity.
I actually went on and tried to play again. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I went on like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
I still don't know what to do. And all these people say, oh, well, come in and play my game. Well, you got to sign in with me. Then we wait 10 minutes for this to happen. And forget it.
There's a lot of waiting around.
Yeah, and I know you guys are having fun and doing this, but you know something? Wow, there's way too much nothing going on.
Yeah.
Well, especially considering that for me, the story has really started to open up and get interesting. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to come over here and to this online character and do
a lot of standing around.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, well, I could be like in the middle of an interesting heist cat and mouse story, or I could stand around on the sidewalk.
Right.
And shoot at people that drive by.
Right. Where are you at in the story?
I've met Trevor. Okay, so you know the mission that I had trouble finding when you were meeting with the guy at the observatory for the first time?
Yes.
I ended as soon as I finished that mission.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped after that because it took me a while to find that.
It's going to get a lot more interesting from there on out.
So yeah, with Trevor, I've kind of started to set up the second heist. I chose to do the underwater one with the helicopter and the submarine because I want to see what the submarine is like because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
So I thought you said you sunk the boat.
Yeah, you sink the boat. No, did I?
Well, there were two options.
No,
like
I didn't sink the boat. No, I used the submarine.
Oh, because I chose the submarine one
specifically. Sorry,
because I wanted to see what.
Yeah, Trevor's in the submarine, and Michael's. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I thought I blew up the boat. I'm wrong.
Well, now I have to start all over.
Yeah, it's definitely the best part of Trevor is the fact it's kind of funny that I love Trevor. He's a great character, but the best part of him is he has to do with online. When you go from online and go back into the game when you're playing Trevor, you get cutscenes, like initial cutscenes when you return back to the campaign world.
Oh, yeah. You do that. Well, you don't... That happens whenever you switch between characters. You don't have to go online or offline.
Really? I thought it was... I mostly noticed the funniest ones when you go from online to offline.
Okay.
Trevor... Oh, man. Trevor's a messed up motherfucker. You just never quite know what a Trevor has gotten into while you're not watching him.
I read this article. This guy wrote an article about how, for the longest time, people are complaining like, oh, in GTA 4, you play this character that wants to get out of the business. He doesn't want to kill. But then when you get control of him, you can go on a killing spree. And it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And he was like, okay, Rockstar heard your complaints and gave you Trevor, a insane character where all of the horrible things you do make sense for him to do.
It does make sense for him, yeah.
And yeah, it's like when I was playing Trevor, I felt a certain amount more freedom. Like when I was playing as Michael, I would drive and I wouldn't really, I wouldn't stop at stoplights or anything like that. But I definitely tried not to hit people. I tried not to run into other cars. I would, I made a point to park in parking spaces whenever I got someplace.
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of weird. But with Trevor, it's just like, whatever. Go off-road. Go on the train tracks. Oh, is a guy just ram into him because fuck it. Playing as Trevor kind of feels like it frees me up to play like a dick, which is fun.
Okay, sorry, I'm looking at something real quick. Okay. And that's what I love about Trevor is that he is very much this kind of. He's someone that you would not want to hang out with because he's a very scary person, but at the same time you like him. That character is written so perfectly that you really, really actually kind of like him. But if he was in your house, you would call the police. Because bad shit's about to happen, but you kind of wish that he was your friend because you would like to have a friend like that. Sort of. Sort of. The friend like that would be a hell of a lot of fun, and you know it.
A hell of a lot of fun until they burn your house down.
True. So, anything else that you played other than Grand Theft?
I finished the point-and-click adventures I was playing. Both of them were really good. The Raven, really good. The plot kind of... The final scene doesn't quite have the same real tight focus that the rest of the game does, but it's not bad.
Right.
It kind of ends like, oh, you could have done that better. It feels like they kind of ran out of time and didn't polish up the ending quite a bit. But like, thematically, as it kind of brings everything together is really, really great. And I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is fucked up in all the best ways.
Yeah?
Yeah. And like I was surprised it actually came out on Steam. And actually, what came out on Steam the past week was I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream and The Seventh Guest and The 11th Hour. Like, old school, misstyle adventure games.
Oh, I love those.
Mm-hmm.
So those are kind of fun nostalgia to look at. I don't know if I'll get them. Maybe I'll get them on like a sale or something, but... Oh, and just looking at, I don't know when this will go up. Actually, it'll go up soon. Gone Home is 50% off, which means that it's probably the price that a lot of people find much easier to pay for.
Yeah. Tell me more about that game. I saw that it was half off, and I was like, do I want to jump in there and get something?
I think you would really like it. I don't want to say much about it, because that would kind of, I feel, spoil it. And even like tonally, I think saying too much about it would spoil it. It's definitely a game about discovering the story. Like you play as this girl who's come back from a year-long vacation in Europe. I guess not vacation, whatever. You come back to this new home because your parents moved, your family moved while you were away, and no one's there.
Uh-huh.
And so it's all about you exploring this big house, picking up like every item because every item you can basically pick up, rotate, and then sit down. And just rummaging through this home, looking for little notes and little, trinkets and little pieces of paper and just little things that will give you hint as to what your family has been doing the past year and where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a fascinating kind of mystery. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. And for $10, it's definitely worth it.
All right. I'll get it. Well, I have so little time to do anything.
Yeah.
Well. All right. So, you ready to hit the new? Oh, what?
Wait a minute. I'm looking at the Steam page.
Yeah.
And on Steam, they have those ads that just kind of scroll by.
Uh-huh.
I saw one that maybe I shouldn't tell you about.
Yeah?
It's called, why isn't this link working? The Screecher, the Don't Starve horror mod.
Oh, no. Like it needs a horror mod? Oh, no. I'm going to have to get it. Oh.
I'm trying to see what this mod does. Oh, but when you click on it, it just takes you to... Oh, it's included as free content for all owners.
Really?
Oh, but it's not... I want to know what it is. Like, what makes it different?
Okay. Well, we'll find out. Well, you research that, and we will hit the news. How about that?
Okay, yeah. Oh, one more thing.
What?
I played a game
Yes.
called Starseed Pilgrim.
Yes.
This was an indie game that kind of a hot little indie game some months ago because Jonathan Blow, the guy who did Braid, like tweeted about it. And a lot of people played it and said, oh, it's great. It's a great puzzle game about discovering, how to play it and things like that. Don't ever play it.
Really?
Everyone should stay far away from this. It's just bad. Because it doesn't tell you how to play it. And I could go
kind of like Grand
on
Theft
trying
Auto,
to
Gully?
explain how you play it. Except this is even worse than Grand Theft Auto.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's just, imagine trying to play a puzzle game.
Yeah.
A really complex puzzle game that doesn't explain any of its rules.
Kind of like
So every
dating.
time you...
You liked it when I did this yesterday.
Kind of like women, actually, in general. It doesn't matter with dating. Wives the same way. Yeah, it's women. It's like women.
Yes. It's horrible.
Yeah.
They both are.
They suck.
Nick, never go out with women. Just saying. Just stay away from them. They're bad. They're evil. You never level up.
That wasn't a misogynist comment. I truly
instructions?
understand why men can't understand us. I understand that.
Yeah, Nick, you spend forever trying to level up, and you never do.
Oh, that's the worst.
No, you do.
You fail the mission every time. 0 RP, 0 cash.
And you can't replay it for more money.
No, you cannot replay it for more money. It is a one-time thing, Bubba.
That's bullshit. Someone needs to patch that.
Women cannot.
I went online.
Men need to be patched. Men need to be patched with a certain amount of. Never mind. I'm not going to.
I'm still looking online for a walkthrough guide for women.
There is no walkthrough. We're not that hard to understand. Just listen to what we say.
Which is nonstop.
That's not true.
What?
That is so not true.
I can't even get a word in. Come on, that was pretty good, right? I love this podcast.
I know, I do too.
I would so listen to us.
All right, fuck me.
Oh, that's going to be my ringtone.
All right, let's hit the...
I'd fuck me. I'd fuck. You going to answer that? Not just yet.
Let's hit the news. This is the GameHounds News, the news, news, and commentary of the week in gaming with Gamer Edie, Holy Goalie, and Nick DiNicola. Anybody got any news items?
Yeah, hey, can I do some Diablo news? I know I'm doing it to death.
No, please do.
Yeah, a couple things. So they announced the Diablo DLC, which is coming to PS4, which is really weird because PS4 ain't even out, and I heard Diablo 3 is not even coming to PS4 till later in 2014. I don't know if it's early or spring 2014, but they did announce that Diablo 3 DLC is coming to PS4, which leads me to believe Diablo 3 is coming to PS4, which would be great. I just don't know how long it's going to be and if I'll be over that game. But that is one bit of news. And then the other bit of news for Diablo 3 is Blizzard is got a little proposal out there. They're calling it Create a Legendary proposal. And this is off of Diablo3.org. And whereas Blizzard has got a community incentive to help them design legendary items in the game. And legendary items are things that drop randomly throughout the game, almost like in Borderlands 2 when you get like the legendary guns. The orange? I think it was. They're orange in Diablo 3 as well. So they have a little, it's called a community incentive to help them design legendary items. So how cool would that be is for you to design all the specs for something legendary and they would put it in the game? That'd be kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, question is, I think that Diablo 3 would come to PS4. It would make sense. It's new enough out for the PlayStation.
Love to see it on the Vita. This has Vita written all over it.
Really? You think so?
Oh, jeepers, yeah. All over it. This has got Vita.
I could, if they put it to the PS4, I would imagine they'd probably port it over to the Vita, at least in some way.
Because it's you use the left stick to move your guy, and the right stick just dodges. So it's not your traditional shooter game where you're using both sticks to move your guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's basically you don't even have to use the right stick at all to move your guy. That's just a dodge button. So that would work out well on the Vita.
Yeah, I could see that working, and especially because the PS4, they're making a big deal about how you can move your game from the PS4 to the Vita. Go around, talk to people, interact with them in there, come back in, interact with them. You drop your game back in right where you left it. If it comes to the PS4, I would. Well, first off, it comes to the PS4. It's definitely coming to the Vita. I imagine it will come to the PS4, just because it's a big enough game and it's close enough to the PlayStation 4 release that it might do it. But the question is, if it comes to the PS4, I'm going to assume that your character won't port. Would you play it all over again?
Probably not.
Tough to say.
Yeah. That's a big commitment of time to start all over from scratch.
Yeah. But again, with the right group of people,
you could do it quickly.
It's
or at least maybe not quickly, but have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how many times we go back to Dead Island?
Yeah.
And just play that open part over and over because we had so much fun with the beach scene. I must have played that 100 times.
Oh, at least.
And then I played through the game once. I think I got into the city 2 or 3 times, but after the city, I did the one run through, and that was it. I didn't go back and replay any of that. But the opening scene on the beach, the big hunks and the hulks there coming at you, and kicking the beach ball
driving around, racing them, hitting
hell yeah,
you'd
that
hit
was
them
the
in
best part
exactly the same spot. You just curve around and whap, 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 whap.
Yep. That was the best part of the game was the beginning there. But I mean, I could go back and play that beginning part over and over and over. That was so much fun.
I just wish I knew I could put into words because I think that Deep Silver doesn't. It was Deep Silver, right? Dead Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Deep Silver even understands what they did right, and I can't even quite verbalize what they did right in that beach section that they did not do right in the rest of the game. Because Dead Island 2 was, or Dead Island Riptide was more of the part that wasn't good.
Yeah, you know what it was? I think because it was really open. There wasn't zombies or whatever they were at you. Like you really were fighting hordes of them, and you died quite a bit. I think it was a slower pace. You had drowning points. You're knocking them in the pools. That was kind of fun. You were sneaking around in this pot. That's the thing is like you had to go get certain things, and you were sneaking around these zombies.
Yeah, and it was kind of like you're messing with zombies, like messing with Sasquatch. Like, look what I can make a zombie do.
Yeah, and the other parts of the game, you were running for your lives against horses.
Yeah, it had a good density. Like it wasn't too much to overwhelm you, but it wasn't too much to be
It was
easy.
semi-open world, too. There was so many things you could do, and you had your safe houses you could go to. And it was if they made that a little bit bigger, that could have been the whole game on its own.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the next game. I forget what it's called. Because I guess Riptide was made by the B team of the developer, and this new one, Dying Light, is made by the people that actually made Dead Island. And that seems interesting because it's like Dead Island but with parkour.
Huh. Interesting.
Hey, did you see what popped up on Steam? At least this week, it was on sale. Was 7th Guest, and was it 11th hours? 11th hour was a sequel. I remember playing those way back. I'm really thinking about checking those out again. But I did hear though, I forget where I read it. But you could get it off of GOG, but they weren't playing very well. There was issues with the crashing, and I don't know if it was GOG or Steam, but I just got
probably GOG.
Yeah, but I just got the tweets that Steam has them, so I'm going to go on the forums and see if people are still having the same issues with because that's what happens sometimes with the older PC games. They don't quite port over
quite as nicely as you'd like.
Yeah, and so they tend to have issues. You know, it's almost like when you put a regular Xbox game into the Xbox 360. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Let's see. My first news item is PAX East tickets went on sale today.
So they're sold out?
They're not sold out yet. But what is selling out very quickly and very frustratingly is the hotels. I woke up at 9 a.m. and did nothing but hit, reload for, and I've now been doing it for 2.5 hours. Still have yet to get onto their servers. Originally, it was just getting 403 serve denials. Now the servers looks like they've apparently crashed. So at least these are the hotel reservation servers, which has gone through on peak. But yeah, not good, not happy. So we'll have to. I think you're going to have a lot of people screaming and crying right now. But the tickets themselves, I'm going to try and go to the PAX site now. The PAX site is up and running. Tickets are on sale today. It looks like how do I buy tickets? Registration. Already Saturday is low. Friday is available. Sunday is available. 3-day passes are already sold out. And this has only been up for 2 hours. That's insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fortunately all we've, fortunately we don't have to worry about tickets, but hotels are going to be weird. But if you haven't already got your PAX tickets and it's April 11th through 13th, you have 169 days, 22 hours, 35 minutes, and 45 seconds from when I said this to get your tickets. Get ASAP because they're already starting to sell out hardcore. So
I got another news. In keeping with the theme of last week, Drive Club was delayed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's I can't remember. Is Drive Club Ubisoft too?
No, it's it's PlayStation. It's Sony.
Oh, it's Sony. Really? Shoot. Yep. That is.
But on the plus side, Contrast, a game that I was really looking forward to, will take its place as one of the PS Plus games available for free.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, I'm all over that.
It seems like the only games you're going to be able to play on the PS4 are the stuff that you get on PSN for free.
Well, and all the multi-platform stuff.
Yeah, true. Well, we'll see. I'm a little concerned. Goalie, remember what you were saying? What am I going to play? I don't want to have any games to play on the PS4.
I just know that I looked and there's a lot of games on the Nation, the PS Network, or Nation, whatever it is, that you can download. So I think I'm going to get that Killzone or Kill Switch or whatever it is. Yeah. I'm going to get that one for a disc, and then I'll probably download some games from the...
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are going to get it.
If you get the PSN this month, you get Hotline Miami, which I would recommend everyone and their mother go download. Your mother probably won't like it, but
she should have it.
She should download it anyway, just because.
Yeah. Good. All right.
That game is fucking awesome.
I have yet to sign up for PSN. If I sign up for PSN on my PS3, I will have PSN for my PS4, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I should go do that. I haven't logged on to my PlayStation since...
you really should do that. You should do that.
Since that game...
You would love... I don't know if you'd love Hotline Miami, because it's fucking hard. But it's also fucking good.
All right. I'm fine with that.
Speaking of PlayStation, did you see that they... I think I was retweeting these. If you go to Gamer Goalie on Twitter, I was retweeting some of the links. It was a GamesBeat, I think it was, did some reviews on the new PlayStation 4 control, and it showed some of the changes they made They actually made trigger buttons very similar to the Xbox instead of the square buttons for the the left and right triggers.
Good.
Yep, they did that. They the joysticks or the thumbsticks are now concave rather than convex, which means they indent like Xbox. Like I had a hard time playing with I don't know if it's PS3 or PS2, but they were like playing with mushrooms.
It's a good way to put it. Yes.
And it's just they're great for like pushing up or down, but if you wanted to rest your thumb and move, they kept sliding off these mushroom tops,
Right.
So I had a hard time playing with that. So they fixed that. They changed some of the spacing. So supposedly, the PlayStation 4 controller has been redesigned. The spacing of the buttons, the D-pad's been worked on. So yeah, I'm kind of really hoping that.
They're getting smart. They tried to make the controller feel like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, so that they can, because they know they're getting so many people that are jumping from Xbox to PlayStation. Want to make it easy for them. Yeah,
and that's a smart idea. And
it is.
Yeah. And I think I did see, I think we had it up on our Facebook page. I was at facebook.com/thegamehounds. Somebody had posted a picture. I don't know if it was me or Stormtrooper Ray or Piss Boy. Somebody put up a picture of a Xbox controller setup that would work with PlayStation 4.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was wired. It wasn't wired. I think it was wired. So it would basically be an Xbox controller for your PlayStation 4. That would be best of both worlds right there, because I know I got friends that won't go to PlayStation because of the controller.
Well, they're assuming that their controller is not going to be improved by the changes that they're already making to the PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah. Oh, they also said, too, that the thumbsticks, they shortened them, and they changed the dead zone a little bit, too.
Oh, okay.
So they've really worked with tweaking this thing to make it...
Good, because honestly, I do not. It's funny. I loved the PlayStation 2 controller, and then I went over to Xbox, and then somebody's like, "Oh, I like the Xbox controller," and I was like, it's too heavy." But then once I got used to it, it's like, oh, there's just no going back to that old controller. Now that I go back, I can see all the complaints that people had. It just didn't sit in your hand well. So they're figuring it out. It took them 2 generations. More about the PlayStation 4, the party chat, which was always a big thing. It is cross-platform. They have confirmed that. I know they've done that in the past. But that's going to support up to 8 players, according to social media manager Sid Schumann, who confirmed such in the comment section of Killzone Shadowfall post on the PlayStation blog. So it's going to be essentially like Xbox party chat. Xbox
That's awesome.
360.
I was actually playing today with Chaos's brother. I've been playing a lot of Diablo Chaos, but he's got weird hours like me. So first thing in the morning, late at night, he's on. So we've been playing a lot of Diablo. We sit and we chat. We were talking about that. I think he's going PS4 too. And I think Chaos was too. Chaos was really pissed at the Xbox One and all the things that they did.
Right.
And we were talking about, it says the deal breaker for PlayStation would be the chat. I says, because if you were playing Diablo and I was playing, hockey or something, and we couldn't chat like we do now on the PlayStation, if you had to be in the same game, that's almost a deal breaker. That takes away a lot of the social aspect of playing the game. Right. So it's good to hear that that's in there. I don't know if that's on PS3 or not, because I don't have one. But
it's not. It doesn't have cross-game chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. There's a part of me that says, "Oh, awesome, 8-person chat." And actually, it was funny. I didn't read that article before last night. It was last night that I was having the conversation with Piss Boy. That 8 people is great in theory, but more times than not in practice, it's a real mess. That once you get beyond 4 people, it becomes just people screaming, talking over each other, or you have to be have
how
a really
often
specific.
Do you get
8?
4 people in a party. 8 people in a party at once.
I don't think I've had 8 people in a party more than a couple of times. But once it hits that 5th person, you have to be very specific kind of people that wait for your turn to talk, which is terrible for me because I don't do that. But you have to be the kind of people who can stop talking and don't randomly blurt out stuff about your own game. I've got kind of that situation more times than not. And once I'm past 5 people.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, to me, 8 people is like, ugh, can you just make it
But at
like
the same
4
time,
people
like,
short of this?
I think they chose that because that's what Xbox has, and it's like, hey, we'll update now. We're in the present. We've arrived at 2013.
Right. And they're
Or rather, 2010, 2007. When
Right.
did Xbox implement party chat?
I don't remember.
It wasn't when it came out.
No, it was afterwards. But
Let's say 2008. All right,
just for
Sony
giggles.
caught up with 2008.
Right, and Sony, but that was their, I don't know why they didn't catch up with it sooner. I guess that they couldn't due to the limitations of the hardware, but they figured it out.
Yeah, I think there's like some thing with the programming that just prevents them from doing that.
Yep, that was the one single biggest mistake of design that cost them the whole last console war.
Yeah.
And it did. It cost them horribly. No matter what any PlayStation fanboy said, it cost them it. So
I'm hoping that now we get the new generation consoles coming out, both sides, that they'll take the best of both and move forward.
Right.
Because that's what's really great is that you see PlayStation becoming more like the 360, which I thought was great. Xbox One, they kind of went off in their own direction, but hopefully they'll come back and be, a better 360.
Right.
And they'll be. I'd like it so they're so close that aside from games,
really,
they can't make a difference.
That's a terrible thing to say for consumer choice. That you want them to both be so close to each other that they can't be discerned.
No, I don't want to say, they can't be discerned. But
well, I mean, let's be honest. There's not really that much of a difference between them.
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
And I think that's the number one thing that people were complaining about is that now you have a PlayStation 4 and a more expensive PlayStation 4 that's called an Xbox One. That there's no difference between the two. They have the same hardware. They have mostly the same software now. They have the same features mostly now. So why?
But then that makes them work all the harder to distinguish themselves, and that does work out.
Well, they did do that.
Because then we get things like the free games for PS Plus, the games for Gold, which is now permanent.
Yeah, but they did that. They tried to make themselves different, and everyone hated them for it.
No, they didn't.
Well, no, they didn't. You're right. When Xbox One, Xbox One was different.
Oh, well, it was different in ways that were bad. You can be different and good. Sony started giving away free games. That's good different. Restricting stuff is not good different.
It's like Trevor. Bad different. Bad different.
Yes.
Saints Row 4 entered the Dominatrix. DLC is out.
Yeah, it's finally out.
Yeah. So if you're bored with Grand Theft Auto 5, you can go ahead and get that. I have not played it. It's obviously it just came out today. You didn't like Saints Row 4 anyway, did you?
Oh, I love Saints Row 4.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But I've kind of played that, and it really didn't interest me to go back.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close to the end of the show, so I have one more thing that I'll probably take over to happy endings in the next half hour about.
Yeah, I got a couple other news stories that we could talk about.
Yeah, was one of them have to do with what's his name, Biscuit, Artful Biscuit, or whatever his name?
Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuit. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I got another couple tiny ones that could be fun.
Yeah. All right. So, you know what? I don't have. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't add our closeout music. Hold on a second.
I'm an idiot. I didn't hit record.
No, I didn't. I definitely hit record. I just have to add our out music. Hold on.
All right. Adding the outro music. Well, while we do that, I'll tell you a couple ways to get a hold of us. Our website, GameHounds.net. You can send us an email, gamehounds@gmail.com. Our text line, 304-300-9889. And if you follow us on Twitter, it's GameHounds, or follow me, Gamer Goalie, or follow Nick. And his Twitter handle is Thursday Nick.
Yep, 100% authentic.
By the way, I've never mentioned this, and I should. If anybody has ever wondered about our outro music, I don't think Nick or Goalie even know this. Our outro music is a song called, off the album, Purple Girlfriend. I think that's actually the name of the song, Purple Girlfriend. And the artist is the Gold Stars. So you can always check out the Gold Stars, Purple Girlfriend, if you want to actually listen to the GameHounds music. Minus the howling, because I added that. So. All right, almost there. Almost there, huh?
I didn't actually know that was a real song.
It is a real song that I made. Wait, where did you think I got it?
I don't know. I thought it was just a piece of music that you picked up. Like, you can make, a 30-second piece of music, or you can buy a 30-second piece of music for intros and outros.
No,
I actually
heard
song, this on.
So.
I think I told you I heard this on American Pickers.
What?
The song.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. I was watching American Pickers one night, and they were going through, and they found this Batman car toy. That's what they do. They find these little obscure things across the country.
Right.
Oh, check out this Batman car I found.
Hey!
And I was like, oh, it's the GameHounds music.
Yeah, no, I actually bought the rights to be able to use it. So the Gold Stars got money from me so that he could use it.
Nice.
So,
you know what's funny, too? You remember Home Run Challenge, right? You remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now we had some fun with that, and we had the guy on. Do you know that the intro music in Home Run Challenge, I was on TV. There was a commercial on TV with that exact same music.
Really?
Yeah, see, that needle drop stuff, it's called needle drop music. That needle drop stuff, or like Creative Commons or, easily purchasable, it doesn't cost much to buy the rights to be able to use it. And they pump it up there, and they get a lot of play out of that because it's fast, it's easy, and you just search a library, like, that's the song. That's how I did it. We sat around with Kevin. I'm like, okay, what's the new GameHound song? What's the new GameHound song? And we heard that, and it's like, oh, yeah, put howling behind that. That sounds awesome.
Is it time for a new one? I mean, it's been years. Is it time
Yeah, we probably should. We'll talk about it on Happy Ending. So before that,
sounds good.
Yep. Let's close this out. You have been listening to GameHounds episode 236. We are recording actually live, so you won't even have any edits. This is the way our shows sound before I make them sound good. All the coughs and burps and farts and everything. Wednesday, October 23rd, 2013. That's when we recorded it. With me has been Holy Goalie Nick DiNicola. Again, I'm just going to recap real quickly what Goalie said about how to get a hold of us. GameHounds.net, the website. GameHounds@gmail.com for email. Oh, crap. I have an email this week. We'll read it on Happy Endings. And also Facebook page, facebook.com/The GameHounds. And then there's a Twitter. Best way to get to it is either Twitter at GameHounds or at GamerGoalie. And Nick, one of these days we got to get you on social media, dude. You're just...
I am on social
Thursday,
media.
Nick?
Thursday,
I
Nick.
know. Say hi to me.
Yeah, don't forget to say hi to Thursday Nick at Thursday Nick.
Yeah.
He's evil, though, just
He's mean.
so you know.
He's a bastard.
Oh, I'm a big softie. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.
I hear he harasses pregnant women on Twitter.